Wanted to take a few minutes to do a quick demo of the two-way data binding and data templating framework I'm putting together for Unity. This is kind of a fictitious insurance app where you could capture some of the items around your house and document them. So just imagine, if you would, that we're going to run over here into the bedroom, and we'll just say catalog that. We'll say game console. Notice the two-way data binding up there at the top between the name field and the window title. We'll say it's $350. And then we could run into the living room and look up, and maybe we go ahead and tag the ceiling fan. And we'll say that's, I don't know, $120. And then finally run out to the garage maybe and tag the, well, let's see here, we'll tag the mag wheels on the car. Maybe those are 400. All right, so why I have that one up there, I already showed the kind of two-way data binding between the name and the window title, but I want to bring up the summary list here. Back up a little bit, kind of show this other window here. So now what you can kind of see is that I've got not only binding between the window and the subject area up there, the title bar, but we also have this whole list of variables going on in the background as well. And so let's see if I can get this in the focus here. So now if I go and change this, let's say Chrome, you notice that it's updated down here as well. And in fact, if I go ahead and change the value here, notice that we actually have a dynamic calculation of the items in the list right now. And if I change the value here, let's say these are 850, oh, not that much, 875, then the value dynamically updates down here as well. The other cool thing that I kind of threw in this demo is a bit of spatial mapping. So I can pop this menu up whenever I want, and it stays there. But I can go ahead and pick an item as well. So let's say that I want to relocate that ceiling fan, and now it's going to pop up a navigation arrow for me that will actually take me back to that variable. And I can pop up the menu system again and say, nope, I want to go back and find that game console. And there it is. And again, any one of these items I can edit in real time. And so just to show that, there you go, edited in real time. And in fact, because this is a data bound list, this is a dynamic list, and these items in the list are actually item templates. But because it's a dynamic list, I can go ahead and click to remove that item, and the item is removed from the list and the values are recalculated. Now, to dive a little more into what's going on behind the scenes, take a look at the Unity project here, and we actually have a couple entities. The first one is the valuable entity. Using a base class called Observable Object. This is similar to what you might find in MVVM Lite. It's basically just a base class that implements INotifyPropertyChanged. So we actually brought the INotifyPropertyChanged interface over here. You can see it's a simple class that has properties like cost and the name. And whenever the value is set, we call the set right here, which under the covers raises the notify property changed. And then inside of our main window here, let me go ahead and turn this on. It's hidden by default. Here is our UI window. And inside of that, we have the master list. And master list actually has an items container, just like we do in Xaml. And you can see that we've got an item template here. So if we look at the item template, in Xaml you would define your item template as a snippet of Xaml that describes all of the controls inside of it. Here inside of Unity we use a prefab, just like we would in any game. Now inside of the valuable item prefab, we have a label for the name, a label for the price, and a button to go find that item. If you look at the valuable item itself, you can see that we have some data binding set up inside of it. So just like in Xaml, we have a data context, which is of course filled in by the list where these items show up. And then we have some bindings. So in this case, we've got a binding for the text. This is the name field, so we're going to grab the name property off the object, and we're going to set the text property of the name label. Same thing with the price. And then we actually even have the ability to use value converters. So you'll see that inside a value converter, we actually are using a currency converter. And inside of currency converter, it's your standard C# value converter class. So all of the things that you already know how to do with data binding in C# and XAML have been brought over into the Unity UI model.